Alan Peterson called me and asked me to, well, he sent out an email first in response to anybody that might be interested in helping with an event or playing in an event like this. And
like what though? Describe it.
He wanted to do a New Thought concert.
Okay.
So it wasn't a festival. The festival part was my idea.
Oh, it was.
When we met for coffee, after I responded to his email, he said, he explained what kind of concert he wanted to do, and I said, you do realize you've got more than a concert here. And we kind of started brainstorming at that point. That very day we came up with the name Rendezvous. And it just has kind of blossomed. It was absolutely meant to be.
And saying life is sweet, 'cause love's around the corner. I walk a little faster. Can't begin to see my future shine as yet. No sign as yet. You're mine as yet. Rushing through the feelings that I can't define as yet. Keep bumping into walls, taking lots of
It's one of my latest songs. I am living in love, high on the wings of a dove, living and forgiving in love. With love song in our hearts, nothing can keep us apart. There's nothing we can do when we know the truth.
Like getting the people with
Vendors.
displays.
We were, the reason we expanded it, or what brought that to my mind, was as an event coordinator, is financing. How do you finance an event?
Yeah.
And with me, it was, quite frankly, the truth of the matter is musicians aren't wealthy.
Yeah,
and they can donate their time, but how are we going to come up with the money to back the event itself? There's advertising, the sound people, that type of thing, not to mention renting the park and all of the production that goes into that with the city. So I started talking with him, and I said, you know what if we did vendors? And we could make it a wellness and wholeness festival. There's enough New Thought, wellness, wholeness, holistic people in the area, and make it a green event and draw everybody in the area into it. And it has just kind of done its own thing at that point. I was, like I said at the beginning, at the introductions of the event, I was just the conduit.
Well, but you're a conduit obviously with inherent, resonance to the whole thing, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So that charges it with your enthusiasm.
Absolutely.
And extra meaning to it too.
Yeah.
You're not just a hired hand. Did you find Did you find the musicians?
Actually, Alan had all those musical contacts. I knew some of them, not all of them. And throughout the process, he's kind of, I've been introduced and made some really great friends through the process too with the musicians, and some connections that I didn't have before.
You sing?
I do.
Are you going to sing today?
I am not going to sing
Why
today.
Not?
There's enough on my mind and enough on my plate. I did second guess it. I didn't assign myself. I did the assignments for the musical lineup, and I did not assign myself a half an hour on purpose because I didn't want to overextend myself.
Yeah,
in the case of
hats.
maybe I needed to be part of the requirement with the city requirements is that I be not just responsible, but able to respond immediately to anything. So being on stage for a half an hour wouldn't have made that possible.
Some emergency would likely happen, and they'd have to run up and grab you off the stage.
I did send out a notice to all of the musicians that if they needed any extra backup or anything, that I was available. And then I did have one person respond and wasn't able to do that because I'm just, I'm here to be here with the event now.
You're like a director, so you can't change
Love
those
the music, and a month from now I may say I wish I would have sung in that, but it's okay because I'm going to be here next year.
There you go. And so I want to ask you, as you walk around the whole thing, Cathy, and see people coming in and going and listening to the music and eating, and what do you feel inside?
It's not just been today, and now you have to shut the camera off or I'm in a ball. I'm joking. He's not listening. I had the emotion is absolutely incredible. I had a moment last week of, oh my God, I did this, and I hadn't even seen it yet, and now to see it all come to fruition and see everybody here. And I'm excited to see later this afternoon when people really start to gather for the bigger bands that are going to be playing. I told people I need to leave specifically so I can come into the park and see the whole of it, because I've been here since 6 in the morning and I've been in it for 5 months mentally, so I need to kind of remove myself, I feel, a little bit to come in, but it is very emotional for me.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
I can imagine. Well,
Yeah.
That's lovely. Thanks for sharing that.
Oh, thank you.
It's really beautiful that you did all this.
Thank you. Oh, it was my pleasure. It's so guided and so led to do it.
Do you feel a certain gratification just looking at everybody's kind of, joy?
Absolutely. A big part of it is it brought people together that may not normally choose to be in the same venue together. And that's what my idea of the event was about.
That's so beautiful. You're synthesizing these disparate entities. And I love that idea of introducing, like you say,
Right.
parties that would maybe never get together.
Right. There's just one of the things that we notice in New Thought and in a lot of different religion or religious areas is that they're in their own little group or their own little sect. There's always some room for building bridges and knocking down walls. And it's not us and them.
Right.
It's everybody.
Yeah.
And that's what it's about for me.